How we're looking? We're looking good. Okay. Let me put in my hearing aid. Not that I'm deaf. Hello, everyone. Um, Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Remember to share the link and introduce yourself as you if you're here. I know there's not a lot of people here right now, but introduce yourself so we can say a quick hello. And let me see if I recognize anybody in the. I guess Carl is there. Clevon, welcome. It is pretty warm, isn't it? Yeah, we're looking forward to tonight. I'm still waiting on our guests to log in, but tonight should be a fun night. We're gonna get into some stuff. He's gonna update us on a lot of things that he's working on. For those who don't know, this is iGoat Chat, and we do everything small ruminants, small farms. And tonight, our guest is the CEO of the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, which is a renowned goat farmer, top Nubian breeder. I always call him top breeder because I don't want him to come at me if me try to limit his breeding prowess. So he's a top breeder and he's an authority on small ruminants in Jamaica. I can say that much. So we're waiting for him. I think he wants to make a big entry like he's a superstar. We all know he's a star. We all know that Sayers is a star in the space. There's no question about that. But yeah, he asked me to give him a few minutes to wrap up some stuff before he gets on. So we'll just talk about some things before he gets here. There's a lot going on in the space. Number one thing I want to do is send a heartful congratulations from Cabby Ranch and iGoat family to Howard. He's here. Howard just had a brand new baby boy, and we had to get pictures. I have permission to share the pictures, but I can tell you that you know the baby is healthy and look great, and we just want to give Howard a really really big congratulations. So if y'all if y'all could just send Howard some love and wishing Howard and his family all the best with the newborn, and just make sure that he's a iGoat family. If his dad is, he is. Um, what else is going on? Well, there's a lot of chatter on the different spaces in regards to Unity Farm and the the sale of quote or the non-sale or the 6 for a 9, whatever it is. And we have Paul on tonight, and Paul chimed in on it. So that gives me an opportunity to discuss it when he gets here. So, but first, we're going to go through everything that Paul needs to present. People call him Devon. I call him Paul. I don't know which name he prefers. But we're going to go through his agenda to make sure he gets off all the information he needs to get off before we get into all the other stuff. So I think he just got in, so I'll bring him in. And he doesn't need no introduction. Everybody knows. Mr. Stairs,
Hey Ray,
how are you?
good, good. Just coming from outside.
Yeah? Is it? It's hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hot, but only on the weekend you get a chance to look on the goat them.
Oh, so you're out there touring the farm?
Now just finish, give them some water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you should have automatic water by now, Bridget. Like you're a big time, massive goat farmer with cutting edge technology. You should be just sitting there looking at the camera, just watching them drink from automatic water.
Don't reach your level yet.
Oh yeah, it's my level. It's not my level. It's just convenient, so you can don't have to be out there in the heat doing it. But no come overnight. So I'm sure you're gonna get there. So how are you differently?
Well, I'm good. Just here trying to get the agenda out there a little bit more, because I think we
Okay.
need to explain what's going on, take our
Mm-hmm.
licks where we need to, because we have some delays in certain things like the registry. We need to
Okay.
explain what's going on. So
All right.
decided to come
So
about that.
so without any delay, let's jump right into it. Since you mentioned the registry, and I know that's a hot topic for people right now because of all the imports. Go ahead. Let's get an update on it. Where we at?
All right. So in terms of the registry, we have been through the procurement process. The procurement
Mm,
process identified what you call it, a company to build out the software and everything that is needed to come along with it. However,
mhm.
that company had some concerns, so we're presently working with them through before we
Okay.
reach the contract signing. It's been a while, we can't make any excuses, but when you're doing government procurement, you have to play by the rules or you might end up in trouble. So we're sticking within the guidelines. I know
Hmm.
you see that thing with TAG with the buildings and how long it took. So we kind of in that little rut there in terms of we had identified a company through the procurement process, but they have some concerns. So we're working with them to kind of settle that. And then we can make an announcement.
Okay. All right. That sounds that sounds fair enough. So you're
So let
saying
first
right
hold on,
right
hold
now.
on. I'm going to do this too. We can apologize to the farmers for the delay. Because we know that what's going on in the sector now, the registry would play a big role in kind of correcting all of these issues that farmers have been having.
Okay. So where we're at right now is just to complete the procurement process, or the procurement process is done and now it's
Procurement
in the
process
hands
is
of the.
basically finished. It's just the contract signing.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we know how long government take to turn the wheels. So um and it's great that you're here to communicate that to the farmers, because communication, and me and you always go back and forth on that. Is just once you let people know what's up, once you inform people, whether it's good or bad, at least they know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honest.
'Cause silence is not a good thing when you're dealing with people that look to you for guidance or leadership. Silence is never a thing. Like if people notice anything that happens, especially not in Jamaica so much, but overseas, if a train derail in the US, them a wait. Somebody got to come out and say something. Leaders of that area can't just keep quiet. And if it's big enough, then the leader of the country has to come out and say something. So it's just a standard procedure. It's actually just letting people feel comfortable in anything that you're dealing with them on, just communicating. So where we're at with the goat dairy part of it, because I know a few years ago you were working very hard at trying to get the government to include goat in the Dairy Act.
Well, that process is completed. It went to cabinet. It's just for the
Mhm.
legislation to be drafted up and passed. No,
Is this an initiative of Minister Floyd or somebody else?
of course, definitely the minister.
No, I know he
Definitely,
supports it. I'm just asking if he's the one tabling the
it has to.
legislation.
Well, when it reaches that level, you will be
Hmm.
the one piloting through. But you know that the minister is a very good minister, and he's one who supports a holistic dairy sector. Including small ruminants and large ruminants. So he's the
Okay,
one definitely.
before we move on to anything, let me field the questions on the registry since they're rolling in the chat. So,
No problem.
Darren, so let's. I got my beautiful producer over here that will pose questions as they come up.
No problem.
So, Darren is saying, how will the registry address sales and transfers of animals?
All right. So built in the registry software, you'll have that option there, which is mandatory. So once you sell an animal, you have to identify where it's going and who has it. So it has all of that in it. Transfers, debt, anything that might happen to the animal is covered in the registry. So you can transfer sold, slaughtered, died, all of that will be captured in it. All of that information.
Are we are we are we gonna be doing a special ID, RFID, or something like that to track these animals, or it's just
Well,
gonna be
just
a
like the
data?
other registries, it's all
Okay.
about farmer integrity who drives the registry. You know that and
Okay.
I know that. We have to
Yeah.
depend on each other to be truthful,
Hmm.
right, and present the right information. And then safeguards, once the appraisal will be a part of the registry where a group will go out and physically appraise the animal.
Okay.
Right.
And the I assume that it's a small ruminants association that's gonna put this team together, right? The appraisal team.
Well, that isn't not yet decided, but it would be probably a team of that government and farmers group.
Okay. Any other questions? Will sales and transfer become public records? Hmm.
No, it will be an option for it won't be public. That part definitely not public. But it will be on the certificate for the animal. So it would be the owner's private record to know that it was sold or transferred. So it won't be public. That's why it won't be public.
Okay. So in the event of a dispute, then each person can show what the transaction is and what's recorded in the registry.
Right.
So in the event that somebody enter, let's say I buy a goat from Trudy,
Yeah.
and then I go, I know I sell Trudy XYZ goat, a black and white boar or whatever it is. And then later on, I go in and see it in the registry. Who's responsible for putting in the information in the registry? Is it the
All right.
seller or the
So the
buyer?
no, all right. So the register well, if you are the owner of the animal, first owner, it will
Yeah.
be your responsibility to identify who the animal was sold to. And then that
Okay. So
record will be updated.
yeah. So let's say I go and sell the goat to Trudy, and then later on, 6 months on the road, I go in and see that the said animal has a different description based on Trudy's
All right.
information that she puts in the
So
registry.
I know it was a long time, but in the registry, the picture of the animal will be also a requirement to be uploaded. And you can
Okay.
upload multiple pictures.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense, because we know that even in the registry in the U.S. There are really no pictures.
Right. And that is, and we looked
Yeah.
at that. We looked at that issue and said, for ours, we have to have that built in. And also with ours, you're gonna have your a app on your phone, so you
Hmm.
can pre-update information. So, for example, your animal is not appraised. You can go on your farm, take the pictures of the animal, put in the information, date of birth, pedigree, all of that stuff before the animal is officially uploaded. And once
Okay.
the animal is appraised, everybody accepts it and it uploads.
Okay. Howard wants to know if if purchased animal would be able to get you'll be able to get the full history on that animal. I assume that
Everything.
if the animal is fully registered, then you should be able to get the details on the animal because
So,
that's the only way the animal can be
how
registered.
we're building the registry, it's going to be built using what we call agile
Hmm.
systems. So health in over time, health records, everything can go up on it. Milk production, carcass quality, that level. You'll have all of the data on the animal. So it's not as simple just um it will be built agile to accommodate other type of records that you personally can
Okay.
have at the farm.
Darren wants to know: will each animal carry a unique registration number that stays with
Yes,
the animal, regardless of the owner?
yes, yes.
That's a resounding yes. That's the only way it can work is if
Work.
that animal has a
Right.
specific
So, so,
specific
so, the, so I know
ID.
it a long time we have to update the people them who never really did
Hmm.
here when we discussed it the first time. So the
Yeah,
animal will get a
exactly.
unique number according to the parish, his farm number. Every farm will get a personal number, right? And they here when the animal was born, unique number, straight across. That will follow the animal for life.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only way it's gonna work is if the animal definitely has a specific ID that moves with the animal and not per the um the owner or the
No,
breeder. Yeah.
no.
Any other question? In the vibe say he's at the ABGA show.
Is that the what?
ABGA, the Boer Goat
Oh,
Association
the
show.
American Boar Association show.
Yeah,
He's here
he's
now.
he's yeah in the
That's
vibe.
good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's
You
good.
need
That's
to
good.
you need to take pictures and share them. Any other question, Miss Producer? Or will the imported animals with papers get automatic registration without appraisal?
Well, if the animal is registered overseas, he's registered.
Yeah. However, dude, come on, Paul. I was waiting for the moment where you and I can go at it.
You're waiting on that moment.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, go
And
ahead.
I think I have a little one right here. I don't care if the goat is registered in the US. The goat should get Jamaica appraisal to get into the registry. I can't. Somebody needs to put eyeball on this goat
Mhm,
and do the process regardless. You may want to have a specific asterisk or whatever it is
mhm,
for a US registered imported animal, but I
mhm.
still think the
So,
appraisal team need to put eyeball on a goat.
all right, well, that's a fair point, but that will be like double work,
I don't
basically.
care. I don't
Why
care.
you don't care?
The reason I don't care is because me
Yeah.
not trust Jamaicans.
All right. So tell me why you don't trust Jamaicans.
We don't trust Jamaicans because Jamaicans always find a way to go around the system.
All right. So,
So I don't. You can't tell me say okay, your goat you bring in our because not all of these boar goats are really registered. You know what I mean? Crawford had a whole stock of commercial animals that's not registered.
uh-huh.
So you have to prove to us the animal is registered, and then the team should, or whatever, even if it's a small like three people or whatever it is, need to go put eyes on that quote and say, yo, what is said on this paper that you give me, this registration information you give me, is what I see here, and it meets all the criteria and the
All right,
characteristics or whatever meets
that's a
our
fair point.
standard. Yeah.
That's a
Be-
fair point. But what I'm saying, right, it is the farmers registry, you know. The farmers must have what we call integrity. Must.
yep. Yeah,
You
yeah,
laugh.
yeah, dude. And I
You
laugh
laugh, but
because
that's
trust me, dude, trust me. We all know that it's not even so much the farmers, but it's the
Mhm.
people who claim that they're farmers, but all they're in it for is to run a scam on you.
Well, that's true. But I
So
can agree with you.
we have to
I can
safeguard
agree with you that,
ourselves.
that the animals should be appraised, but over time. So what you don't want to do, you know, you have an animal that is registered overseas. He comes with his papers, right?
Hmm.
Papers show meets the color that is on his paper, everything. You register him. All right?
Hmm.
He's in the registry. But how does he maintain that status? His offsprings will have to be registered, would have to be appraised before they enter the registry. So
Okay,
that is
no,
the
but
point.
here's the
Point
thing.
now you get to clean it up.
No, so no, here's the thing. You can't start bad. You can't have a bad
Oh,
foundation. So you can't have an animal which is a
have you
commercial
seen
boar.
some of these animals in the American Boar Registry?
Of course. And there's an issue with who is actually what they say they
Do you
are.
know they showed farmers out of that registry
Uh,
recently?
I'm not surprised.
Okay,
I
okay.
am not surprised. So what I'm saying, we need to learn from their mistake. We shouldn't have to
All
go
right.
through and suffer our own
Yeah, well, but we're
mistake
not
to get
suffering.
caught.
Remember, no, we have
So
the pictures of
here's
the animals.
no, but here's how I think. This is my humble
Mm.
opinion.
All
The
right.
animal gets to Jamaica. If you want that animal in the Jamaican registry, you provide the information that was given to you from the US registration.
And you have to do
Some
that.
yes, and then somebody needs to come and put eyeball on that animal and say, yes, this
All right.
animal
I
is
can agree with
here
you
on
with that.
Cabra Ranch and everything matches,
I can agree with you with that.
right?
I can agree with you with that.
Because there's so much information or receipts, them call it now, which you can prove that yes, this person, this animal did come in. The VSD will have a record of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So there's so many ways to prove, but the only way you can do it is if somebody actually do the check.
True.
A
True.
man
True.
can just call you and say, "Yo, last week me get two goat off a shipment where branch them, where Cabby Ranch them bring in, and nobody called me to say, yo, it's true."
All right. I can take that point.
Yeah, so
I can
that's
take
how
that
I
point.
think it
I
is.
can agree with you on that. But if we do that, do you know, you're gonna take up a whole heap of time still. But I
No,
understand.
trust me,
I
it's worth
understand.
it.
But
It's worth
in
it
all right,
because
so
in a
for
couple of
example,
years,
I think even with the Angus Association, the
Mhm.
farmers upload the documents, nobody really goes there and look at the cows.
No, but that's different, man. Goats is what do you call it, exotic in Jamaica. These goats are
Okay.
exotic animals. They're prize animals. When is the last time you see a cow in Jamaica sell for 500,000?
So, boy, I tell you, those prices.
Exactly. Yeah, that's got to be a premium bull that everybody that's win all kinds of award for him to get that price. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, in Jamaica, anything that has that much value, we have to go the extra step to vet it.
All right, but when we reach at the bridge, we cost it. But as I said, the registry belongs to the farmers, and we determine our integrity must determine what we want to do. And the safeguards are there. We have the picture of the animal, I have the appraisal system.
Mhm.
And yes, we're gonna accept animals that come from overseas in the categories that they come. And then we
So here's Dr. Young says, with all due respect, Jamaica does not even have a registry yet to believe. So I believe question other papers is too righteous. Dr. Young, let me correct the conversation. Let me set things straight. We are not. We know we don't have a registry. The conversation is about creating the registry and the different things that we should look at. when creating the registry. And my point that I'm trying to make is we can't just go off what somebody said their registration is in the US and take the goat and just automatically put the goat in a Jamaican registry. I'm saying the goat needs to be vetted regardless. The information needs to be checked. So I am not going at anybody's registration or US registration because we don't have one, but we're trying to get there. That's why Paul is here telling people where we're at. Dr. Young may come in late. You want to give us a quick update so Dr. Young get on the same page?
In terms of what? Oh, no, Dr.
Yeah,
Young
yeah,
knows
where the
where we
registry
are.
there?
Dr. Young knows where we are.
Okay, so all right.
So,
So any other question before we move on to something else? The registration, a hot topic, you know.
yeah, man, at that topic, man, I'm sitting at the box.
Yeah.
All right, take one
Hmm.
more from it.
Watch out. We got one shooting. Is the registry going to facilitate sheep as well?
It's a small ruminant registry. It has sheep already in built into the system.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. It's just like a drop down menu or something that says what
yeah,
animal they're registering. Okay.
yeah.
Um, will there be consequence for breach that of that integrity? A code
Of
of conduct
course,
with penalties? Of course, yeah.
definitely, definitely, definitely. That's how you keep the registry pure. You know, your animal
Hmm.
don't meet the standard, even if the two parents are good. Once it appraised, they don't meet it, don't enter. Just like how they do with the cattle breeders out here.
Hmm.
You can have
Well,
animal coming from two good animals, but it don't meet the standard. It's not registered.
okay. So will there be a different designation between traditional, dappled, and red?
Yes, have to keep up with the times. So definitely.
Okay. So I assume that your position has changed on.
And my position,
Yeah.
of course, you
Okay.
have to evolve and move on. You can't just stick to when you see get new information, you see where the
Hmm.
market is going, you see where the breed is going, you have to evolve and go with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that.
yeah.
Um,
I don't like them, but that's
yeah,
where you
you do.
go.
Yeah, you do. You know. Any other question before we go on to another topic? Um,
Truly appreciates that.
yeah, because that's Trudy's favorite goals. Anything color and look fancy and pretty. That's what Trudy's about. She don't even care if they're productive. Just
Oh
look
my.
good. Just look good. You know what I mean? All right. Since there's no other question at the registry, I'm sure they may resurface. Let's talk about the dairy part of goat and what that's where we were going. And you saying that it's
Okay.
almost done.
Yeah, it's
Um, so is there any specific plans by the the, the different agencies,
all right.
JDDB,
So
whoever?
when all right, so I'm gonna give you a little background history. You remember when probably weren't in Jamaica in the 90s when the dairy sector crashed, basically,
Oh
and
no,
people were
I wasn't living here, but I'm very aware of it.
all right, and people were dumping milk all over the
Hmm.
place.
Yeah.
Right. One of the issues that we had then that wasn't addressed is the value added side of the dairy sector. Jamaica was focused mainly on just milking the cow, getting the pasteurizing the milk, getting into a carton or a bottle, and
Hmm.
getting it to the market. We don't want to make that mistake again. I know that the dairy sector will reach back to the heights of the 90s and the 80s, where we're at 40 million plus liters a year. So we need to plan now to get more value added dairy products on the market. So that
So
is
for information purposes, where are we now
all
on
right. So,
production?
well, we're as you know, we're tracking the value added production in the country. We have a
Hmm.
dairy technologist who does a good job at that. We're planning to have a symposium in July or sometime this year on the cottage industry for goat and cow dairy. So we want to bring all of the producers of cow cheese, goat cheese, all of the other products that were like the yogurt, the what you call it again, the caramel, all of these products that are on there, the cheesecake. We want to bring everybody into a symposium where we can have a discussion around the industry and then we can chart out a plan how we get that side of the sector going forward. That's the next big plan right there.
Um, but I wanted the actual questions like where we're at with volume production,
Uh, in
dairy,
terms of what?
in terms of milk production right now. Because you say
Oh,
you
oh,
want to
okay.
go back to like 40 million liters, but
All
where are
right.
we now today?
2022, we're at 12. 2023, we dropped right back down to around 10.8. Right, we declined there. You know, we had the drought. One
Mm-hmm.
of our biggest producer is kind of changing out the model of production. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of culling animals last year in the sector.
Yeah,
The low productive,
I know.
the
I
low
was at
productive
the
animals.
yeah, we were at that meeting where the different stakeholders were discussing their
Mm-hmm,
production, last year's production, and I understand the switch out of animals,
mm-hmm.
which I guess affect a lot of
Yeah,
production with the major players.
yeah. The
So,
major players are not spending any time on animals, giving them 6 and 10 liters. What they're doing is they're culling heavily.
mhm.
If you're not giving them around 15 liters, they're not keeping them in the herd. So,
Wow,
so that adds to it. But over time, that is the right way still. Because over time, you'll see that increase in production. So
yeah,
the milk production numbers went down, but the productivity per cow increased.
went up. Okay,
Right,
so now
right,
it's got the scale, the number of animals.
right. So last
So,
year we had less cows in production
mhm.
than we ever had in the last 6 years.
And
Yeah,
you only had a 2% decline.
right.
Oh, no,
Basically.
so as far as goats concerned,
Mm-hmm.
now once they we were officially recognized by the government, is the goat dairy productivity is going to be assessed different, or is this going to be pulled into?
No, well, right now we do track the goat production numbers, and
Mhm.
you have the goat have their own column on the
Okay.
production number. Have their own column.
And is there it personally? I know you're passionate about it personally. I don't know about the rest of the people. Like your team of people I know are passionate about it. I don't know
Well,
and
all
agree
right.
to.
It is simple, you know. If
Mhm,
if we get this side of the sector going, we'll have a better way of providing the milk that the country needs.
mhm,
Because yeah, to set up a good cow dairy, you're gonna need, if you want to do say a 200 cow unit, you're gonna need upwards of 70 million, right? But if a small rural lady wants to participate in the dairy sector, she can start with 5 goats in her backyard in a simple system. So we need the model to cater for the big investors with the cows, our cow
mhm.
farmers that were there before. We need them to step up, but we can't stay behind. We have to really see what's going on. Countries where you come from, Canada, they have a striving goat dairy sector.
Yep. Yo,
Yeah, a
Bridget,
lot
me
of
not come
farmers
from
who were
Bridget, me not come from Canada. Right down the road there's my born and grow, Bridget.
eh,
I just
you
happened
sure?
to go to Canada. Yes, right down the
All
road,
right,
Put my
show your
hospital, my born
passport.
and grow. What? Hold on, no. I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna show you something. My authentic. Shit,
All
if I
right.
can, cause you don't even see you far from me. No.
I all want that man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Here a new one.
Exactly, bro. I am authentic, bro. Anyways, yeah, but I know Canada has a thriving goat dairy sector that
Yeah,
they
and a
put a
lot of
lot
the
of
farmers
focus
who
on.
are goat dairy farmers were cattle farmers. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't know
yeah, I
that.
know. Like Lloyd, yeah, Lloyd was was a cattle guy, and then he switched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Um, so yeah, it's exciting for us.
Mhm.
And we've been preaching the whole woman and youth in goat dairy because of I think it's a easier thing to get into.
It's an
They don't need a
opportunity to
yeah,
attack rural poverty. It's an opportunity. It's a
yeah,
real opportunity. I don't think a lot of people realize the opportunity that exists in this sector, both the
yeah.
cattle and the goat.
Hmm.
You were at St. Thomas the other day, and you
Yep.
saw those people with them 2 and 3 cow
Hmm.
that turned out
And
for World Dairy.
yeah, it was amazing to watch actually. And people, I don't think you guys load up that thing enough. You guys don't load up the St. Thomas cluster enough
Yeah,
because they those people are winning awards left, right, and center up
yeah,
there because they're so productive. A man of 4 cow, 5 cow, and
mhm,
he's contributing significantly when you look at the scale of it. His
yeah,
animals are very productive. He's making a living from it,
and taking
and
care of his family,
yeah,
which is very important.
yeah, and he's recognized for it.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I mean, he's not being treated like, oh, it's a man with them 3 cow. No, people actually value the fact that he has 3 or 4 cow that's producing a lot of milk. And I think Serge is doing a great job with the
yeah,
cluster of making sure that they sustain it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's the same kind of concept we want with the goat people. We want people to know that you can have 10 good dairy goats in your backyard, and you only need to give them 4 hours a day of
yeah.
attention, and you're reaping the benefits from it. 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours when you come home, and you're good. You
We
know what I
just we
mean?
just need
And
to
then give it.
as I said, we just need to get the value added side of the sector structured
Yeah.
going forward,
Hmm.
where not everything, because not every milk produced is saleable for milk in a box, but it can be used for cheese. So we
Yeah.
need to kind of get that side going. Once we get the value added side of the sector growing, we definitely will have a better dairy sector, and we can survive the shocks that might come
Hmm.
in the future, like what happened in the past. Because I look back at it, if we had a value added sector, then we'd still have one of the biggest dairy in the Central America Caribbean area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl wants to know. I don't understand the question. He says that sounds great. About how is the preservation to keep the production consistent over the period?
Preservation.
I don't know what period he's
Is
talking
he
about.
talking about the Jamaica Hope? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's talking about.
Well, what I can tell at the dairy board, we have a program going on now at Bodos where we have a consultant
Hmm.
working not only on, but that consultant is Mr. Byron Lawrence, right?
Hmm.
Long time dairyman from back in the day. We're not just working on preserving the Jamaica Hope, but also increasing the productivity of the Jamaica Hope to meet today's demand. So we want to get the Jamaica Hope up to a 20-liter cow, and that is the aim of the consultant, and he's doing a lot of work out there on the animals.
Do you think you can get there
Of course,
genetically?
you
Were
can.
they ever doing that?
No, that is why you need improvement. So the Jamaica Hope is said to be 80% Jersey,
Hmm.
right? So if we do some work with Jersey semen and back to the Jamaica Hope and get that animal more productive. Because what happened, like, for example, I went to a farm in North Carolina, and their jerseys, when they just got them in the 70s, they were like a 15, 20-liter cow. Now they're up to a 30-liter cow. And that is all about selection, selecting the ones that produce well,
Hmm.
taking out their embryos, reproducing them all over. So it's simple, It's not that hard. I know we can find Jamaica Hope cattle out there that giving 20 liters a day under tropical. We've seen it before, we can find them. If we can isolate them, harvest the embryos and reproduce them, breed them to quality bulls, we can get there. Technology is out there, it's just for us to use it.
Okay, I agree with you. However,
However, I mean, however, no.
until you can identify these animals that you speak of, we should have a plan B.
And what's the plan B?
The plan B is go after animals that are proven to be producing a lot of milk right now and build
Yeah,
that up.
but it's
The
not a
the,
it's
the
not a monolithic.
sentimental the sentimental attachment to the Jamaican hope is what's hurting a lot of dairy farmers because they feel like they had the prize cow, but no, that prize cow drop off and can't even enter the race. So until Bodles or whoever get that together, a research going and start producing 10 Jamaican hope that's doing milk, 20 liters of milk a day, and
Mhm.
then figure out how to scale it out to farmers. Let's
Mhm.
start thinking of importing genetics that are currently
No,
producing at that level.
but we have private farmers already doing the importation, you know.
I am aware of it because I
Right,
was at
right.
your meeting,
But
so I
remember,
know.
no,
But we don't
we're
talk about
government.
it. I don't know why JDDB don't want to
What
talk
do you
about it.
mean we don't talk about it? We do talk about it, right? But remember, you know, we're a Jamaica Dairy Development Board, and the cow is called the Jamaica Hope, which is our
Yeah,
cattle,
but okay,
and we have to.
but you said dairy. So if the cow not giving you the dairy, then forget about the cow.
And the Jamaica Hope is still a good cattle for
It's a
dairy
heritage.
production.
It's a heritage animal.
I'll disagree with you on that one. There's still a lot that can be done with the Jamaica Hope. It's heat tolerant. If you feed it properly, it can
Hmm.
give you a fair amount of milk production. As a lot of people like to say, we don't feed the animal properly, so it's not going to give us the production that it can. So let's see.
Dr. Denny says she disagrees with you. The issue has
And what?
been that they were never challenged. They were never challenge fed. If you have poor nutrition, how do you expect the or you
Well,
express the correct phenotype? So basically, she's saying what wasn't paid attention to is how to
is the
feed these
nutrition.
animals. Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to argue with Dr. Denny online, but what I can say, we have farms here
No man,
that
no man, no man. We welcome it. We welcome it. She don't care. She don't
we
mind.
no we have farms here that do feed animals well,
Yeah.
right?
And they're
And
not and
and
the
they
hope
will
is
tell
not
you, and they will tell you who produces the best, but we're not there. We're not here to really go there.
hmm.
From my perspective, the
Yeah.
Jamaica Hope still has value, and we're
Hmm.
working on the breed out there with our consultant, Mr. Lawrence,
Hmm.
and in time we'll see the results of that work.
So how does some of the players in this space feel about it? Because I know once I don't think he's a farmer, but
Mm-hmm.
he has a very large influence on the
Uh-huh.
sector, and he's like, yo, if if these animals don't turn around in short order, he's moving on and push lobby to bring in a different breed in large scale.
But we have always had different breeds out here. We have always had Holsteins. We have always had Brown Swiss. We have always had Jerseys, Guernseys. We have always had them. So it's nothing new. We had dairy farms
Okay.
that were dedicated mainly to Brown Swiss in Senton. So
Hmm.
all of them can come in the mix. We don't have a problem with that. In fact, we encourage the big players to go after what they want and we facilitate them in getting it. Because at the end of the day, we want milk production to increase. And that's about it.
Uh, and Howard is asking if we have the skill set to do embryo transfer.
Of course
I
we
think,
do.
yeah, Dr. Mato is one of the best in the region. I can vouch for that.
Of course we do.
Um, and so this cluster thing that we're talking about for goat dairy is,
Mhm.
are you guys looking at any specific initiatives to push farmers to either transition or pivot to goat dairy, or you know is there any, well, basically any support um, programs that's gonna roll out?
Well, other than well, remember we don't have the legislation yet to back any actions. So we
Hmm.
continue to support in any way that we can possible, right?
Yeah.
And we just do it that way until we get the legal backing to do a big program. But
Okay.
where we see the goats participating, like the cottage industry and all of that stuff, we encourage it. Right?
No, I know you guys do that. You know what I mean? We've never been. I don't think we've ever been left out at anything you guys are doing. We get whether we can make it or not. We get an invitation. Um, the ladies and you guys are always been great. So I tell people all the time that JDDB, even before Paul was the head, I always amazed at how effective that small team is
For a very small team,
for a very small team. Because my first experience with them, I did not know it was like 12 people or 13 people
just 12
until,
people.
yeah, and they when they came and we asked, I'm like, how come you guys are like on it all the time? And like, I'm like, how many people working there? They're like, no, it's only 12 of us. I'm like, wow.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys, if you're working these 12 people too hard, Paul, but
Well,
they do a good job.
they do a lot of work. You know, the work is
Hmm.
so tough. I don't even get out of the office that much again.
Yeah.
I'm merely an office rat these days. And to show
Okay.
you the level of work, that the paperwork needed to get the thing done is really, really tough. So,
So this is a good time for us to pivot to imports because
okay.
Darren's asking what's the update on the imports by the government. Where are they? What are they doing? Who has them?
Well, they're on the government farm in Boodles.
Hmm.
They're last time I checked, they're doing well. You know that there's a transitional period of adaptation.
Hmm.
So last time I was there, they're doing better than when they just came in, and the program is taking time. I don't know if they have bred them yet or anything. I would have to check. But the last time I saw them, the animals were in good condition. They were grazing outside. So
Okay,
that's
so
right.
is there a real laid out plan for these animals? Or are they
Yes,
just
there
basic
is.
for
No man,
research?
there is a laid out plan for the animals. But as you know, it takes time. The animals are here, they're just adapted properly to the environment. And I think the next step is the breeding program.
Yeah, but what is the plan?
We have a small ruminant development plan. And I might be guarded because it's not I'm not in charge of that program. I'm a part of it, but I'm not in charge of the program.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
you're part of the Small Ruminants Association. You can't speak on it.
no, I don't want to speak definitively on no the government small ruminant development program. I don't really want to go too much in it.
Hmm.
Um, right. We have a meeting coming up. So I don't have any other update than the registry that I gave you and what I given you now that the animals are here. They're doing well at bulls now and they're outside grazing. What we
Okay.
do in the next phase,
Hmm.
I'll update when the time is right for that.
Okay. Um, so how close are we, or where are we with numbers on the import? Because it's 6,000 and it's almost, what, it's 2 years now in?
Yeah. The animals, there are around 6,000 animals imported, both by government and private farmers.
No, I don't
Right.
know if they said they wanted to bring in 6,000, but I don't think we're even close to
I
that
think
number.
we're past the 1,000 mark
Yeah.
since the
Yeah.
program. Yeah, we're past
Yeah. A
that.
thousand. We should be, we're 2 years into the program. So we should
Mm-hmm.
at least be about 2,000, 3,000 animals.
How much animals you import?
Um, I think we've brought in about 100.
Okay, so why you're not at 500?
Um, Basically, we don't have, we see the way my checking account set
Mhm.
up. It
Okay,
doesn't allow me to do that.
okay. So I guess there's always a rush,
Yeah.
right? There's always a
Hmm.
rush, and
Hmm.
after a while, it's going to taper off. It's just the way of the market. The animals are expensive. They're expensive to import,
Hmm.
right? So it's just the way the market works. You know what I mean? I know people have been importing consistently, and you have more people lined up to import animals, right?
Well,
So,
Darren said they're close to 2,500 now, so and he's part of the association, so he should have a better idea.
well, true, true. If you want the numbers, we can get them for you. But I know we have passed the 1,000 mark already,
Yeah,
and and
which is
it
pretty
is
exciting.
out there for anybody to import.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm like one of those guys from early out that says, let's get this, let's normalize and let's formalize and normalize
Mhm.
the process of bringing in goats. I remember saying those specific words on iGoat chat. When
All
we
right.
tell everybody
What,
what we
what,
were doing, I was like, yo, I want it to be formalized and standardized so people just do it like they're
what,
bringing in
what, what,
stuff
what
from
you notice
Amazon.
how far we have come? Remember one time,
And-
no, it was overall in the sector.
Mhm.
Remember once it was about not getting semen.
Yep.
Remember? Now
Hmm.
we got semen. You guys made live animals. You have gotten live animals,
Hmm.
right? So you have to give us some credit there.
Well, we got to give ourselves credit, Paul, because it
Ourselves credit.
took a lot of arguing and fighting and discussion
Well, that's
positively. I'm
true.
saying that for to load up the space so that the powers that be realize that there is passion in the space. You know what I mean? And open up the door for fresh voices and fresh interests. So that's one thing I know for sure. Over the short period of 5 years or something, things have
Mhm.
changed drastically in this space when it comes to information sharing, access to information, being heard, the ability to impact the sector regardless of your status.
But
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
but just talking couldn't get it done. You had to have people who are willing on the inside to lobby for those things that
Yeah,
you
and the
ask.
people, yeah, and the people outside that argue with the people that are push and show the passion, give the people with the access the power to go in and say, and the enthusiasm to go in and say, look what's happening in my space. These
Yeah.
people want this. We got it. You know what I mean? If those conversations and those back and forth didn't happen, then
Hmm.
I'm almost sure the people who can go in the door and speak on it wouldn't go in and speak that confidently because they wouldn't have the receipts to show that the people that they're talking about really need it. You know what I mean? They can go and look at any one of these platforms, Facebook platform, and see
Hmm.
how passionate people talk about goods. How, and nobody can deny that. So, and that start happening over the last 5 years for sure.
You,
And
you
trust me,
know,
you everybody, you guys play a great part in it with your back and forth over the years.
yeah, yeah. But sometimes we wish that a lot of the so-called negative energy, sometime in the
Hmm.
good sector. Sometimes
Hmm.
I wish that it would just die down for a bit and people just focus on production. But I don't know. Sometimes that's why I don't even go on the Facebook pages that much again, or the
Well,
Instagram pages.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. There's
Yeah.
a specific incident over the
Mhm.
last couple of weeks, right? I haven't mentioned it. I haven't gotten in. I haven't talked about it. I haven't even make a comment on it or
But why? Why not?
anything because the I don't think anything I have to say is gonna have any weight or impact because of my association with Unity Goat Farm, right? So if I say,
Uh-huh.
yo, let's figure out the facts behind this, as we should
Mhm.
all do, they're
Yeah.
gonna say me I pick up from a brethren.
Yeah.
If
Or
if
maybe
if
they
I
might say when it happened to other people, you don't want to find the
Yeah,
facts.
exactly. So, I refuse to comment underneath any of those posts. I know people
Mhm.
try to draw me up by calling my name and all that
Yeah.
stuff, but at the end of the day, there is. a process that needs to happen with these people if they really want the truth, or if they just really want to
All right.
create chaos, right?
I notice
So,
I made a comment on
mhm,
I made a post. Read that. And a lot of people said how much pound me get. Some people say, um, I me bury him the last time, how me I come save him this time. But it comes a time when you grow past certain things, right?
yeah,
And I don't think that kind of argument right now leaves us anywhere positive. A lot of things can be settled over a phone call, or
mhm,
sometimes you just admit say you did a wrong, or not quote unquote that anybody did anything wrong. But if a man buy a goat from me personally and him not pleased, give him back one same time. If him come back a million and one time, make them get it. Because sometimes it don't even worth it.
yeah. Um, the issue for
Mhm.
me is
Yeah,
is that you can't be too proud. And this is, I'm sure I may get a call from Maki tomorrow or later
yeah,
tonight, and somebody
hmm,
telling somebody said this.
yeah,
You can't be too proud or let your ego get in the way of your reputation.
true.
Whether Maki did something wrong or a water don't something show up in the animal because a water don't stock they're coming from. Remember all these I've gotten it. Well, a lot of people have had
All
an
of us have
animal.
suffered.
Yeah, animal will look good early out and then turn out to be something else. But you have to protect your reputation because perception is somebody else's reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you leave it and give people the perception that is something that you do on a regular,
Mm-hmm.
then it becomes a reality for the man that's looking on and say, yo, me not touch that because me not go over
Yeah.
there so because me just say that him do. Right? Mikey cannot let his being too proud or he doesn't feel like he needs to address it because it's may not him feel like him never do nothing wrong or whatever. You still need to come out and say, yo, here's the animal I sell the guy, and this is what it turns out to be. Then I have no, it's just one of those things where bad genes show up in the goat. I've started to fix it. You know what I mean? Any company, once somebody start throwing mud on them name, they must figure
Mm-hmm.
out a way of sort it out. It's just
Yeah.
good business, right?
Yeah. I
So
would if I was him, I would just give him back his money and call
yeah,
it a
but
day.
yeah, well, you know what I mean. What is he? Does he want money back or does he want a good animal? You know, the thing got too deep for me to even get into it because I see what the animal is showing is not the animal from the original transaction.
Yeah. You see,
The thing
but
says
all right.
exchange. So there's
You know, yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
previous animal before that.
All right. So I'm gonna put on a goat farm now and take off
Hmm.
the government. And you
Yeah,
know me and Maki had our thing in the past, you know. But at the end of the day, the man is a human being. We know that everybody go through issues at time. And all I was saying on the site is just, yo, give man a break now. You know, the man is a human being. You know what I mean? People make mistakes. I haven't spoken to him, but I would advise him just give back the man his money and call it a day. Take a loss, take a hit. You know what I mean? And just move
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Because
You have to.
whether we like it or not, or some people don't like it, Unity Board Farm is not just known in Jamaica. It's a brand that he has worked hard to build, right? He has put in a lot of effort in it. As much as sometimes I mean, can't agree, we can't deny that he has done a lot of work. And to see, all of this thing, like, trust me, if Unity Board Farm have a bad name, the whole sector have a bad name too. Just like how if Trinjam have a bad name, sector have a bad name. If my farm have a bad name, it don't look good on the country. So we just need for second list. Somebody else look right in at the camera and I just say to Maki, second list thing, give back the money. That,
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
yeah.
Um, in need to just deal with it, take the hit, and keep it moving. And
And
I
keep
will
it
say
moving.
this to the people them who love swim around in a bloody water. Just remember that it may feel good right now to be gnawing and picking at red meat and just keep going at it. But at the end of the day, it is the same water that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
the same bloody water you're in that everybody else is in. And if you keep doing that, then we're all gonna feel the hit. If people are looking at one of the top breeders in Jamaica, I mean, don't care where a man wants to say, a man can deny it as much as he want. You will see for yourself the animals where the man posts. You can see the profile where the man have his business has, right? And he's been going to Denby and been winning at Denby. Whether him win the top prize, second prize, whatever he's been winning.
Yeah.
So we
But
can't
but
now decide that we're gonna tear him
all
down
right. But
because of
sometimes, all right. Someone could put it like this. We need facts. Last year at Denby, the champion goat exhibitor was Case College. People
mhm.
need to know that, right? I don't think a lot of people know that. We need to give Case the president, Mr. Desland is the team there, Mr. Brown, and other people there. Case did well, coming back for a long while out of them and to get the top goat exhibitor. So we need to put that out there. Because I
So
think
what did Mackie win?
he's a champion farmer for the country. That's what he won. Whether
No, but
goat,
him
sheep, cow.
no, but he mentioned two titles from 2023.
Well, I'm talking about the exhibitor. Case won that.
You mean goat show, the goat show.
Yeah, yeah, they won that. But I think it's
Overall.
in overall
Okay.
in all of the noise, maybe it
Hmm.
got lost and maybe people felt slighted or whatever. But we have to just put it out there. Top goat exhibit at Denby last year was Case. Was
All
Case, and
right.
they need to get the credit for it.
So why
You know
don't
what I
people
mean?
just give them credit? What is there to fight over? I don't
I don't
understand.
know. But
Or Mackie must have misspoken his thing. Is that what's going
maybe,
on?
maybe.
Because that's where Oral decided to say he won't take him on because I think
Yeah.
Oral was pretty upset about him
Well,
saying that. I don't know the fact because I wasn't over there. I was in a
yeah.
different part of the
But
park, so I don't
that
know.
all I'm said, the industry
Hmm.
is big and wide. I remember my days when I used to exhibit. I mean, it was a whole heap of rivalry. Rub a lot of people the wrong way. But that was 5, 6 years ago. We can't keep doing the same thing as we get older.
Yeah, I think my disappointment in this is in the level of where people are willing to go with this conversation and the people that are involved.
Yeah.
I think that's where my disappointment is. You know what I mean? Like I expect more from certain people. I expect certain people to be a little more level-headed. But then I get to understand from over the time that sometimes some people just love that. Them just love their arms out. I am one of the people them who would rather talk about a business plan, a
Mm-hmm.
production system, and how people can benefit from them operation than to be getting into back and forth about a goat will look like this or don't look like this, or a man feel like a man rob him, so in come on thing and a chat about it, and the man will get accused now. Say no, no, dude, like adults, or if they're coming to you as an elder or somebody who's respected in the space, guide them
Mm-hmm.
correctly, guide them so it doesn't impact the space that you're in. And right now, that whole conversation about with Mackie and that goat is impacting the sector in a negative way. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to accept that it is, but I'm telling you it is because people are
Yeah,
paying attention.
definitely. People are paying
You know what I mean?
attention. And at the end of the day, he's a human being. All that we go through things. I would don't
Yeah.
want to get too personal, but they need to give him a little break now. He can
Dr.
redo him.
Dr. Young says she's Trinjam is a championship farmer.
See that?
All
Right.
right.
So everybody did well
Yeah.
in their niche.
Hmm.
So the sector is there. Nobody loves sheep like Gabby. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but I don't know. Nobody loves sheep like Gabby.
because she's all about her money and goat, and she produce more meat
Right, and grow faster.
and grow fast.
All
You know what I
right,
mean? Conversion rate is way higher for sheep.
all right, cool.
Um, so Darren says Mackie is the champion farmer, national champion farmer. Case is a champion goat farmer. All right.
See that? That's
So
sickly.
there you go. Yeah, that settled it.
All
Now you're
right.
going to
Cool.
argue which one have a higher
No,
prestige.
hopefully they do. Hopefully they do argue. You
Yeah,
know what I
now
mean?
you must say
One of the
which one
things
have
that
bigger
surprised
prestige.
one of the things that surprised them is oh me come out and them say me defend him, but me never really defend him, you know. All I was saying is that, don't beat him up that much. You can go
Well,
through.
people need to pay attention, Paul, because me, you, Mackie used to go at it like hard. You know what I
Yep.
mean? When I go chat, I used to get my regular call after I go chat from you, telling me where to go and when me not to stay at home. I say certain things.
Eh,
And look at us now. One thing we have learned over the years is that regardless of the back and forth and the argument, we all had one vision, and is to make the sector better. We may have different ideas on how to get there, but
Mm-hmm.
the respect was always there to know, say, yo, at the end of the day, if you want to move the needle forward, then that person is on your side. They may
Yeah.
not
We find
see eye
common
to eye on
ground.
certain. Yeah,
Find a
exactly,
common ground and work at that, and then we war about
exactly,
the things that we don't agree with.
exactly. You know what I mean? And I'll let people know if people don't even aware. Like I used to go hard at Mr. Bernard,
Mm-hmm.
hard. And Mr. Bernard, anywhere me see him, I have to big him up. And him come to my far, he show you that he never felt that I attack him personally, because anything going on at the farm and he's invited, he's here. Him never, I don't think Mr. Bernard can say, yo, that guy personally hate me,
Yeah.
because I've never go. I think the man is a great family man and everything. I just have a different point of view when it comes to the association with him.
Put it
But
at this. Nothing was
him come to the
personal.
farmer. No, nothing of it. None of it was
Nothing
personal.
was personal.
None of it. So people just need to get rid of that energy and that negativity, because when you start setting out to destroy somebody's reputation and try to help sort out the situation, we're all gonna feel it. We're
Yeah.
all gonna feel it. So that's all I got to say on that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Good.
That's all I have to say on that. And I may get people coming at me later on or tomorrow. Tomorrow Sunday, them to leave me alone. You know what I mean? But that's all I gotta say. I'll tell Mackie himself, figure out a way to settle it. Figure out a way to deal with it, take the hit, whatever you gotta do, sort it out.
Definitely.
You know what I
All right.
mean?
Cool.
Um, Anybody else have any other questions or any question for Paul that we miss? I think Carl says he's interested in the goat dairy, and if there is gonna be, once you settle with the government on including goat dairy, is there gonna be a point person that's gonna be reaching out to
Well,
farmers
we,
or?
we, we do help with the goat dairy sector right now. So you
Hmm.
just can reach out. You just reach out to us. We'll dairy
Hmm.
technologist and the farming system specialist will give you a visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I want to know from Darren if Darren is pivoting to goat dairy. Darren, answer me in the comments. If you're pivoting to goat dairy, are you gonna be doing both? And he wants to know who's spearheading the project to reach out to farmers. Well, as you answered that already,
Yeah.
Carl, you already answered that. There's nobody right now, but if you have questions, feel free to hit them up. They'll answer it.
Oh, I see
Trust me,
Bentley
they will.
brothers on in the chat.
Yeah, Bentley Brothers, I need to actually get them on the show. We spoke about it the last time. I got to lock it in. And maybe I could get him and David on at the same time so they can go at it. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
um, Darren says he's not pivoting. He's still a meat coat breeder.
Okay. All right.
He's
Fair enough.
pivoting to a breeder setup. See, Darren, I'm upset Darren right now. Darren is finally showing exactly what he wanted to do. Finally saying it publicly.
Oh,
Darren wants to be a top breeder. And I'm
yeah.
not care if I'm meat or whatever. He want to be a top breeder.
Well, without the
Um,
breeding side of the thing, a lot of people don't understand, The
mhm.
breeding determines the commercial. So if you
Yeah.
don't have a good breeder, the commercial side of your sector will never improve.
No, that's true. Like
See,
you can't have any of those specific sectors without the breeding. You know what I
definitely.
mean? Like the top dairy guy in Canada, one of the top, like our friend there, he um he has an amazing breeding system. You
Yeah.
know, like from semen to a breeding program, he has it because he has to. He's more passionate about the improvement, genetic improvement than he is about anything else.
It's all about genetics,
Yeah.
man. If you get the right
Hmm.
genetics, your commercial side will will produce. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we can call it a night.
No, definitely. That's been a long day for me, because only
Yeah.
weekends I get to see my goats nowadays. So
Yeah. Well, you got a full staff.
yeah. Still, there's nobody like the owner. You know that, Tori.
Yes, that is
Everybody
true.
experienced that. There's
Yeah,
nobody like the
that
owner.
is true.
Nobody will take care of your animals like you can.
Exactly. Darren says he slaughtered his full blood buck, 306 pounds. Well, Darren, that goat was at 2 years old, 3 years old.
Yeah,
That's a
something must wrong
ground
with
meat.
him.
No, him said, I don't know. I think he did a post. The goat had done his time on the farm. So instead of sell it to somebody, will now take care of it and process it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a lot
See,
of ground meat.
2 year old.
Yeah,
Why I never loan him out?
I don't know.
Yeah, we need to address all that, but that's for another topic. This thing where a lot of these farmers don't want to share. I don't know where it come from. Even right now, you're growing on my pen. 4 of my buck then gone. I don't see them in 2 years. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well,
Some of these things.
if the buck has done its time on your
Yeah,
farm, then
yeah.
you got to explore the option of let it go somewhere else.
Yeah, let it go somewhere else. I don't know why everybody just have this year of selfishness. If I check out how me and my guys working in my area, man, trust me. Sometime on months, I don't see one of my about them. Years too.
Well, there's also the economic side of it. If you spend a lot of money on a buck, you can't just take it, go make a man keep
But
it.
after you use him
I,
for 2 years, what more can you do with him?
okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, you bring him back when you find out one great granddaughter, and
Hmm.
then you send him back out. Okay? It don't make no sense. This selfishness sometimes is what killing us. Say it right there. The
Well,
selfishness.
it's always been like that, dude. When I came into the business,
But not everybody.
nobody wanted to tell you anything.
Nah.
Nobody would share any information with you. It's a good thing at that point. You know, what I mean, the internet was filled with good information from overseas or whatever. But anything that's happening in Jamaica was secret. You had to dig deep to find a YouTube video.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, dude, you have to scour the YouTube completely to find couple YouTube video. And I can remember the people that had YouTube video at that time. You know what I mean?
Put it this
That's
way.
how I learned about Maki. That's how I learned about you.
Mm-hmm.
And and then and the best videos I found was the Cardi videos.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned about Khalil. That's how I learned about Dr. Young. That's how I learned about Maxine Brown. The Cardi videos. Anybody can find those videos. There's a wealth of knowledge. That's goat rearing in Jamaica 101, the whole course. I'll tell you that. Yeah. And go ahead.
No, Mr. Darren put something in the chat. Darren, we're not attacking our boss. We don't mean it that way. Not mean it
Yeah.
that way. It's not an attack. It's just a general thing. So remember, before I leave though, the sector is in a good way right now. We
Yeah.
can't deny it, right?
It is in
What
a
we
good
need to
place.
do, we're in a good place. What we need to do is just focus, breed the animals properly, because put it at this. I've seen animals come in before, and 5 years after them come in, we're back to square one.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm looking at this thing. If we don't make serious decisions, I keep
All right.
telling everybody in 2 years, everybody gonna say them have imported stock, and
All right.
because we don't have a registry to say, yo, you can have imported stock all you want, but where's the papers to show registration that the animal is appraised as such?
Mm.
We're gonna be back into the same
And
getting
and
six for
trust
a
me, I
90.
don't want that to happen again. So hold me accountable.
Mhm.
Registry started when I was at AIC, traveled with me to the airport. We're just on the cusp of getting it out there. And I'm just praying that it gets out there, it's done, and the farmers can have access to it.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it
what
is
we're
the
looking
key.
for.
It is the key to keeping everybody accountable.
Yeah, see, Leon Golding officer big you up.
Yeah,
If
man.
if if any if anybody I get money from you, or Leon.
Now, I want to give you the story of me meet Leon. All right. Yeah, I posted some good on my friend and
Hmm.
put the number and everything, and Leon called the person. I was jogging one morning and see like a car passed me, go up the hill. I'm gonna just continue jog. I'm gonna go up there. The virgin was gonna sell Leon a piece of crap.
Hmm.
That big money. I'm just going there. I said, no man, pick that little one here and give him the same money. And that was the book that he had. You remember that book that he
Yeah,
had?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I selected that book for him. And from
yeah,
then,
yeah. Leon sing your praises all the time, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm just joking when I say anybody I get money from you, or Leon, cause Leon Leon always I load up. I say, yo, Paul Sears I mentor and him respect that and appreciate that. So I know say you must be giving some solid words. Cause you are one of the top breeder. I don't know why people don't give you props in a virgin.
nah, man.
I don't know
Well,
why they
yeah,
don't give
brother.
you your props.
Me not really get to do a big breeding like how me used to do in the past.
Hmm.
Got to work kind of have me. But I can tell you, yeah, man, I know for breed animals. And I'm doing some work, but no, I don't know how I don't reach back at a show. Cause every time them be a go on, deer board I go on,
Yeah.
just take up my time. But I have some animals I want to bring to the show this year,
Hmm.
around five. And even one of my books that I
Nubians.
produced, Nubians and Boer.
Oh,
Even one of the books that I produced, he did well at Egg, he did well down at Montpellier. A lot of people don't know. What they do, a lot of them buy my goats, have them, but they don't say it's mine. But I just make it go on. Sometimes when I
okay.
see them in the ring, I just laugh.
Yo, so you're gonna shift the way you breed Nubians now that the dairy thing is
Of course, I already
okay.
started. I already started. I got
Okay.
some AIs that Dr. Young bred for me and Dr. Craig,
Hmm.
and I have some females out of it and I have some males. And I'm kind of getting the breeding back where it used to be. It takes time in a car. When you're doing a breeding, you have to observe the animal when him just born, observe him when him at 2 months, observe him at 3 months, observe him at
Hmm.
6 months, and then you make a decision. I don't have that time again.
Okay.
Tell you the truth. Don't have that time again. Sometimes when I get up, it just work. Come back in the night, take a look, work again. So weekend time, spend some time. But we're getting back where we used to be. If I can find time to bring animals to the show this year, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Well, looking forward to it because you know what I mean. I know you and Dr. Graham always go at it for the Nubians.
Oh,
So
definitely, man. A lot of people don't know that. Sometimes I see them in the ring, I'm like, pour them. You
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
remember. I remember
When the
those
big
days,
guns them
bro.
used to be there, it was young Sears taking
Yeah,
them on.
yeah, yeah. I
Meeting them
remember.
too.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
we look forward to that. All right, and thanks again for coming on. So
Yeah.
I go to always here. If you need us, you need to come on and spread the word about something. So we
Yeah,
give
man.
thanks for that. And everybody, thank you guys for being here.
I
Thanks
would look
for
big up.
participating as usual. And remember, you guys remember to keep reminding Paul that the registry need to come.
Yeah, man. Pressure
Yeah,
me. Pressure me. I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I know, I know, I
You know what
know.
I
And
mean?
I want it to get out there. Trust me, I want it to get out there. You wanna believe?
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yes.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
Yeah, man. All right.
I will do the work. I know the minister wants it to happen quickly. The
Hmm.
chairman of the dear board, Dr. Deslandes, he wants it to happen quickly. So we're giving it a big push this year, and hopefully we get it done.
Cool. All right. We'll look out for it, man, and we'll keep working together to better the sector. Even if we have to fight each other like positively, we're willing to do that because we've seen where it shows progress. It's make sure we move forward, and people looking at it shouldn't take it personal because that's how it happens. That's how you move the needle forward. You have to be willing to have hard discussions, and I
All right.
respect you for that. All right, Bertrand. So
Cool.
see you at the next event that I get an invitation to.
Definitely,
Respect.
man. We'll invite you and invite everybody
All right,
if we can
cool.
accommodate them. Cool. Big up.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Everybody, see y'all next.